Good morning, people. It's a bit of a dull one, but it's not unpleasantly warm or not unpleasantly cold, one way or the other. It's not bad. Right, back out to the workshop and hopefully a wee bit of a more positive outcome for my testing of the machinery. Now, I had a little bit of a look online, as one often does, for the use of an anemometer. And even though I couldn't find one for the particular machine I had, I was watching one guy doing it and I thought, oh, hang on a minute. There is a little bit of a setup required for you to be able to use your anemometer correctly. So hopefully that is what I've achieved now, but if I haven't, no surprise. But what it was apparently, and for those that know, you didn't tell me, did you? But apparently when you set the machine up, you've got to allocate a particular square area for the readings to apply, meaning I had it set to like 1 square metre compared to like a hundredth or a thousandth of that. It was like a lot smaller. So the result was that the CFM reading was completely screwed up. So if you just bear with me, I will run a lead over. Don't worry about that. A lead over to my machine, the old one, and that'll be the benchmark to know whether I have got the whole proceedings or process correct. Now it's going to be a bit of a noise. It's not too bad as I understand it, but if the information has held in the machine, and I'll just turn it on and have a look. What have we got here? Now if I go to function area, it looks like, yeah, it's about right. It's holding the measurement for a 100mm diameter circle, which is about right. In fact, it could be a bit lower than that. Should be about 8. I'm going to leave it at that, but that should be 0.008, but it's got it set there. Anyway, so that's the unit. Let's see whether I can go to the flow is what I want. The unit is CFM. So according to my theory, when I turn this machine on, I should get a CFM rating. Of 470 CFM, which is in the ballpark. Hang on, I'll turn that off. Which is a figure that I can relate to now. I said that this machine should be about 500 to 600 CFM. Well, that's what that says. So, yippee. Now, that was directly in the flow of the inlet there, but you do note that just with a small repositioning of this, you get a very different reading, or you can hear it in the speed, or just the sound of the wee vanes going around. Very sensitive. The vanes move freely, so it's well, they have to, I suppose. But just with a wee bit of a blow from like that, they do. It's just nice. That's all I'm saying. And hopefully we can use that to make some more judgments upon the effectiveness of my machine. Now, I'm going to have to do a lot of this off camera, but I'm also now going to delve into the dark here, and I'm going to turn the big one on. And I'm interested well, that's saying it's got around about 200 CFM going through that single hole. Well, that's 280 CFM. .380 CFM going through that single hole. So that's probably representative of what's there. So let's now take this off and hold it in front of it. So that is pretty 350 CFM there. So that's not bad. That's better. Hang on, I'll just turn the thing off. That's better than I thought. It's got. It must. I'll just turn that machine off. Yeah, that's actually a puzzle. Why am I puzzled? Okay, remembering this is now sucking at the rate of from the bigger machine, but if that's saying 350 CFM there, that's a lot of air being moved. It may not have the pressure though, which is never expected, but don't worry, you don't have to follow me. It's just me. It's my inner workings trying to explain it to myself, and you have to suffer. But that was one hole, so that was effectively that full suction of that, and that's not that much difference as you would expect. It does kind of show, and you could probably see and hear the difference in the speed depending on how I held the machine. So while I've seen it in other videos where the people have making the videos, you know, they kind of like trying to standardize its position. It is either held directly in the middle of the stream or just on the side of it, so that there is no part of the body interrupting the flow. So doing that is, while maybe not totally the correct position or the airflow, it is representative if you do that. Well, it's relative if you do that on all of the machines. Just hold the actual anemometer in the same relative position on a port. Yeah. But it was interesting. That airflow there was quite a lot more than I thought it was going to be. But at least now I can make some judgments upon a figure, it's not subjective, not as subjective now. It will be interesting. Well, let's do it. Let's just do it. Oh, I've got you trapped. Just wriggle that off. Remembering, I've always thought that machine, as a guess, was 500 to 600, so I was 460, 480, something in that zone. So we come here, I'm just resetting it, and I'll go up to function, area, no, flow, yes, unit, CFM, and I'll turn this puppy back on, and I'll take a direct test of the inlet to the machine. So again, bit of noise. Boy, that's loud. Well, that's kind of saying it's over 700 CFM. It's got to be more than that. It really does. If it's 12, I'll turn it off again. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Okay, so let's have a wee bit of a think about this. If it's 460 there, and it is 700, so let's just round it out. 500 there, 800 on this one. That's much less than I thought. The old one is much better than I thought. Well, considering. The amount of pressure from that is much greater than the old one. So I know there are two different readings, the pressure and airflow, but the static pressure and all the rest of the stuff. But that thing there sucks really well when it hasn't got any impediment. This is the impediment, the separator. So I'm going to probably have to do a little bit more thinking about this, but the openings, yeah, that's 100mm opening there, and I was making a reading off of here and here, just comparing them inappropriately, probably because this should have been, an area. Oh, no. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. But when I take the reading, oh God, that's an emission, isn't it? But when I take the reading here, it is relatively the same as the main port on the new machine, the inlet port there, and this one, relatively. I was surprised it wasn't a higher reading. Wonder why that is. Wonder whether there's at least I'm in the ballpark for a figure that I can relate to, being CFMs, that, yeah, I'm going to have to do a wee bit more fiddling. And guess what? There's going to have to be another update. But at least I'm now working with a figure that's relatable. Because, CFMs, the other day was like 33,000. I was going, nah, don't think so. Interesting. I did have this really weird idea of, I don't know how this would work, probably badly, but when I make room for the extractor in the storage shed out the back here, in the back of the workshop, is to hook up both of them together. Now, I've seen, I can't remember who it was that did that in their workshop, and they had a kind of a concern that one would turbocharge the other, and it never actually did. Somehow, I'd have to try and find that video again, but it actually worked out quite well, where they used two motors or cyclones or what have you together, and that increased the CFMs hugely. And I was just thinking, can I hook this up with the other machine up to the ducting to increase the CFM and pressure? Just wondering. The reality is probably not. There's one would probably overwhelm the other. If I put it out in the as a storage area, I can put that in the same area as the other one, and as a backup. But otherwise, I'm going to have to put it on one of our markets sites and sell it and pass it on to someone, because it is actually quite a good quality machine. Be that it's not quite as sucky as the other one, but those readings, yeah, it's a bit odd. Pity I didn't have a pressure test, like the amount of water volume or water column or what have you test. But yeah, I didn't think I'd have to go there. And really, at the end of the day, it's only, well, it's nice to know, but it is, so long as it works well there, I shouldn't have to worry too much. But you can really hear and feel the suction that's on the line when I hook it up to there, which means that there's, like the friction, the drag of the air going through this machine is not insignificant. So, yeah. Anyway, a wee bit more positive. At least I'm starting to understand how to use one of these. Now I have to make sure I get all the readings right. Okay, now, did you suffer through all of that 16 minutes of me waffling on about it? But hey, it's a step in the right direction. Rightio, that's it. I'm off. Get something done, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye now.